The most dangerous evidence often isn't hidden. It's right in your pocket. It's on your cell phone. And a few bad texts can build a very strong case against you. Here's the 10 ways that happens. Number one, the cover up is worse than the original sin. People can forgive mistakes, but they're going to find it a lot harder to forgive the cover up and the lies that accompany it. Your text messages can show not only criminal activity, but an attempt to cover it up, which makes it far worse. And that often comes because people think their texts are private. They're not. They're discoverable and they can incriminate you. So don't use your cell phone to cover up criminal conduct. Number two, it's not one text message, it's the conversation. So many people have conversations via text message, and that conversation captures so many things relevant to misconduct, like intent, planning, conspiracy, admissions. When those texts are revealed, they can build a very strong case against you, so you have to watch every word that you say via text message. Number three, deleted texts tell their own story. If someone texts you, "Did you cheat on the exam?" and you see message deleted, what does that tell investigators? It tells investigators there's something there that you didn't want them to see, and it's something they can probably retrieve. So what you don't say or what you delete can often matter more than what you do say. Silence. Silence can be evidence, especially in response to a question. Imagine someone says, "There's been a complaint against you for making inappropriate comments about your coworker," and you respond via text, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset anyone." Well, it's funny because you were silent with respect to the accusation. You didn't deny it. You essentially implicitly admitted it. So your silence can be used against you. Number five, the joke that stops being funny. It's funny how people think when they're sending text messages, "Oh, we're just kidding." Well, to an investigator, they don't know that. They don't know that you're being sarcastic. So if someone asks you, "Wow, how'd you finish that exam so quickly?" you respond, "I had the answers." Now, you may be thinking that was a joke, of course. The recipient will understand it as a joke, but not an investigator. They're going to take it literally, and that's going to make you the target of an investigation. Number six, emojis are testimony. Think about two exact same sentences, one with an emoji, one not. "I took care of it, period." "I took care of it, period," with a smiling emoji with a wink on it. What does that suggest to you? That suggests that something nefarious was going on. Those emojis may be symbols to you, but they're testimony to investigators, and they can incriminate you. Number seven, time matters more than words. For example, in investigations, investigators like to establish a timeline about how events happened. So, for example, if at 9:05 a.m. you send a text message to your friend, "I was never at the bank yesterday," and then a few minutes later you find out that the bank had a surveillance camera. Then, a half hour later, you send a text message, "Well, I was only there for just a couple of minutes." You've just created an inconsistent statement, and you've done it in response to knowing that there were security cameras, which makes you look suspicious. Once again, you're building a case against yourself, and in so many criminal matters, in university misconduct matters, the thing that gets people is not evidence independent of themselves, it's their own words, and they often come in the form of text messages. Number eight, screenshots lie. One screenshot typically isn't going to doom you because screenshots leave out prior messages. So they leave out later messages, they leave out context. But a screenshot can be the catalyst for searching the context of your other messages and what they can reveal. And often what they do is not favorable to the person who sent those messages. The number nine is unfortunately so common. The most dangerous text is the one that you never expected anyone to read. There are so many people who send text messages thinking, "This is private between me and my friend or me and my partner, so I'm going to say anything I want because no one will ever discover it." And that's when people lack any inhibition and make the most devastating admissions. You have to always remember when you're using your cell phone, what you write down is going to be discovered. So you should never, ever, under any circumstances, write anything down unless you would be comfortable with that message being read publicly. Number 10, credibility travels. What do I mean by that? Well, your text messages often tell a story about you. Even those messages that are totally unrelated to an investigation, they will show your personality. They will, inform investigators whether you're someone who's manipulative, whether you're someone who's dishonest. So it'll go to your character and to your credibility. So remember, I keep saying it, you are often building a case against yourself by typing in those text messages. Every word that you type is evidence. It is discoverable. So next time you're talking to your friend, your partner, anybody else, ask yourself, would I want this read to the public? If the answer is no, don't type it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you soon.